This is your daily news report and your third stimulus check update and your stimulus package update as of Monday, February 1st. On Sunday, 10 Republican senators wrote to President Biden asking him to consider a smaller and more targeted stimulus package that both the Republicans and Democrats could agree to. In a nutshell, the Republican senators, they want to reduce the stimulus checks to $1,000 and they want to restrict it to people making $40,000 and under. They also want to reduce the unemployment benefits. The senators wrote, "We recognize your calls for unity and want to work in good faith with your administration. Our proposal includes economic relief for Americans with the greatest need by providing more targeted assistance." I'll go over in more detail what the senators are proposing, as well as Biden's reaction. Donald Trump's impeachment trial is next week, and his attorneys, they just quit. Trump's legal team resigned because Trump insisted on creating a defense based on claims of election fraud. His lawyers, they refused to take that approach. Since they could not come to an agreement, the lawyers, they decided it was best to just move on. Billionaires are blaming stimulus checks for the massive surge in GameStop and other speculative stocks. Investment guru Jeffrey Gundlach said, "With government money being sprayed all over the place, 2.1 million people got organized on Reddit and managed to get about 20 billion in buying power." This is your Monday news, and I hope you're having a very nice day. Republican politicians are saying that if Biden passes the stimulus package without the support of the Republicans by using reconciliation, then President Biden is a hypocrite after his inaugural message of unity and cooperation. On Sunday, 10 Republican senators, including Mitt Romney, Lisa Murkowski, and Susan Collins, wrote to Biden asking him to consider a smaller stimulus package for $600 billion. In the letter from the Republicans, they outlined a $600 billion stimulus plan, which includes $1,000 stimulus checks with stricter income requirements, $160 billion for vaccine distribution, extending federal unemployment benefits at the current rates of $300 a week, and funding small businesses with PPP and EIDL programs. There are more items in the proposal, but those are the larger items. As you can see, this is definitely a slimmed down version of what the Democrats are currently working on. One big difference is the stimulus checks for $1,000 with stricter eligibility requirements, whereas the stimulus checks in Biden's plan is for $1,400. Another difference is the federal unemployment benefits. Biden wants to increase that to $400 a week until the end of September. The Republican senators are asking to keep that amount at $300 a week through June. There would also be zero money for state and local government funding. Biden's economic advisor, Brian Deese, gave his opinion and said, "We're willing to sit down and look at ways to make the entire package more effective." However, he stressed that the White House will not slow down their efforts in passing the next round of stimulus relief. The Democratic politicians, they have no intention of taking reconciliation off the table. Yesterday, Senator Bernie Sanders said, "I don't care what anybody says. We have got to deal with this pandemic. If Republicans want to work with us, that's great. But to be honest with you, I have not heard that yet." Sanders added that the Senate would proceed with reconciliation if needed, which would allow them to pass Biden's stimulus proposal with a simple majority. An interviewer asked Sanders if there were enough Democratic votes in the Senate to pass a reconciliation bill. She specifically brought up Democrat Senator Joe Manchin, who has repeatedly spoken out against the $1,400 stimulus checks. Sanders replied, "I believe that we do, because it's hard for me to imagine that any Democrat doesn't understand the need to go forward in an aggressive way to protect the working families of this country." The Democrats in the House of Representatives, they are currently finalizing the budget resolution. If all goes according to plan, the stimulus bill, it will be voted on this week. However, Biden, he has not ruled out compromising with the Republicans, so everything is still open to change. I know that this can be a headache to keep up with all of this, which is why I try to break this down for you as simple as possible without giving you any false hope. One thing is for sure, this week it will be very important because Congress, they're trying to wrap everything up before Trump's impeachment trial begins. If you're enjoying this information, please be sure to subscribe. I thank you so much for your support, and I'll keep you updated. In political news, 5 of Donald Trump's lawyers, they quit over the weekend. Trump wanted to base his impeachment defense on election fraud. His lawyers said that it would be better to use the argument that impeaching a former president is unconstitutional, an argument that many legal scholars would agree with. The legal team and Trump, they could not come to an agreement, so the attorneys quit. Trump, he cannot ask his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, to take the case because Giuliani may be called as a witness in the trial. Stephen Bannon, Trump's former advisor, said Trump should represent himself. He's the only one who can sell it. However, Trump, he has already started hiring his new legal team, which includes David Schoen and Bruce Castor. But political analysts, they're saying that Trump has nothing to worry about because the majority of Senate Republicans are refusing to convict him anyways. Regarding the COVID-19 news, Governor Andrew Cuomo is under fire over claims that New York undercounted COVID-related deaths in nursing homes by as much as 50%. An investigation has been launched by State Attorney General Letitia James, but New York Representative Elise Stefanik is calling for a federal investigation. Stefanik said, "I think there were criminal acts conducted by the governor. I think he should resign if there's a criminal cover-up," which I believe that there is. Congresswoman Grace Meng is asking the Department of Health and Human Services for a demographic breakdown of who has received the COVID-19 vaccine so far. Meng's request is related to accusations that Black and Latino communities are receiving less of the vaccines. At the same time, statistics show that these populations are more likely to work in conditions that are more exposed to COVID. Meng said, "This information is critical in addressing long-term racial inequalities among vulnerable populations. Everyone must be vaccinated, and communities of color must have equal access." In the United States, we reported 110,470 new cases and 1,789 fatalities on Sunday. This is according to Johns Hopkins University. In current events, in stock market news, Melvin Capital, the hedge fund that was betting against GameStop, they lost billions of dollars and they suffered a 53% loss in January. Jordan Belfort, who is the Wolf of Wall Street, said, "The little guys won and it's about time." There are still many big institutions betting against GameStop. However, Melvin Capital has closed their position and moved on. Robinhood, the stock trading platform, is in the spotlight. Users are upset that Robinhood imposed trading restrictions on GameStop and other stocks. If you were in GameStop and your trade got messed up because of that, I'm very sorry to hear that. If you didn't know, the majority of brokerage accounts, they also implemented trading restrictions, including Interactive Brokers, E-Trade, Charles Schwab, Webull, Ameritrade, and many more. They're all being sued, including Charles Schwab, Interactive Brokers, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, and even Melvin Capital. A Goldman Sachs executive warned that if Redditors and retail investors continue to coordinate and manipulate stock prices, it could cause systemic risk and take down the entire system. The people on Reddit that are coordinating these stock picks, they're currently arguing what should be their next target. Half of the Redditors, they want to go after silver stocks, and the other half, they want to continue buying up GameStop. On a Sunday interview, Elon Musk said that he likes Bitcoin and that he's a supporter of Bitcoin. Musk said that he thinks Bitcoin is on the verge of getting broad acceptance by conventional finance people. We're seeing continued support for Bitcoin by Elon Musk as he changed his Twitter bio to #Bitcoin. Bitcoin has reached a recent high of $42,000. CZ of Binance, the largest cryptocurrency trading platform, predicted that Bitcoin will reach $400,000 in 2021. That's the news for today. If you enjoyed today's report, please be sure to subscribe. I thank you so much for your support and I wish you a very nice day.